Hi, my name is Sherry Carpenter. I work for a local school district, and today I would like to talk to you about some opportunities that are available in your local school districts that you may not be aware of, and some obstacles that our current school system is facing. According to an article that was published in USA Today in 1970, or since 1970, the rate of high school graduation has declined, and the U.S. has fallen from first place to 12th among developed nations in the area of education. This is unacceptable. Our current teaching methods are outdated, and our kids are paying the price. Do you know a child who doesn't quite fit the mold of our public school system? Or maybe you know a child who's very bright and intelligent, and yet they can't sit still in the classroom for a long period of time. There are alternatives to the current public school system that I'm going to share with you today. I'm also going to share with you some of the obstacles that our school systems are facing. One classroom, if you can imagine, children being able to walk around the classroom at their own pace and do activities in the classroom and learn hands-on. It sounds like a great method. This method that I'm speaking of is called the Montessori model. First, I'd like to discuss some downfalls of our current school system. Our public school system today is failing our kids. Statistics are actually showing this. According to the National Center for Education in 2015, only 36% of fourth graders scored at or above proficient in reading performance, and only 40% scored at or above proficient in mathematic performance. By 12th grade, the National Center for Education stated that 37% were at or above proficient in reading, and only 25% were at or above proficient in math. So some other obstacles that our public school system is facing right now is there is too much emphasis being put on the standardized testing. Our gifted and struggling students are sometimes getting lost in the crowd, and our overachievers are usually discouraged in the public school culture. So understanding some of these problems that we're now facing in our public school system, let's look at a more natural approach to teaching. The Montessori method is an educational method that was developed by Maria Montessori. She was the first female Italian physician who was also an educator. She opened the first Montessori school in Rome in 1907. And her method was based on research that she had done with some special needs children. The Montessori method exhibits an emphasis on independence, freedom within limits, and respect for a child's natural, physical, psychological, and social development. Within the Montessori model, you'll find classes that include mixed age groups. Usually it's between 2.5 to 6 years old, and this allows for the children to work with their peers and learn from their peers, and to be more similar to what they would see in the real world when they have to work with varying ages of individuals. In the Montessori model, students choose activities from a range of options that are all hands-on experiences. Students have blocks of work time that are uninterrupted, usually about 3 hours in length. Students learn by working with materials instead of having direct instruction from the teacher. This allows their imagination and their creative thinking skills to flourish. Students in the Montessori model use specialized educational materials that are developed by Montessori and her collaborators. Students are free to move about within the classroom as opposed to sitting stationary as they do in a traditional classroom. And the classes are led by a trained Montessori teacher. Montessori school statistics are actually showing that they're excelling above and beyond our public school system. As a matter of fact, here in the Dallas area, There is a school, Lumen Education, which was formerly known as East Dallas Community Schools, is boasting some very exciting accomplishments. According to the Texas Education Agency Academic Excellence Indicator System, the Lumen School has outperformed both the state and the region in the area of reading in 2008 and 2009. So how much does an education like Montessori school cost? You could think that maybe, an alternative like this might be very costly, and it can be. According to North American Montessori Teachers Association, the cost can range anywhere from $1,000 to $14,000 per year for each student. However, there is some light at the end of this tunnel. Some of our local school districts are actually offering the Montessori model in the public school system. Here are several: the Dallas Independent, Garland Independent School Districts, and Fort Worth are now offering Montessori schools. The Garland Independent School District is implementing a new Montessori program this year in the 2016-17 school year. It will be in 2 of their elementary schools within the Garland Independent School District. Garland Independent School District is a school of choice provider, which means that you don't have to live in the direct neighborhood around the school where you would like to go. If you would like to go to the Montessori school, you apply for it and go through the process of being accepted into that school. So that's a really neat offering that Garland is offering to their students this next school year. So how and why would you want to implement this change in education? Mostly to allow your children a more natural approach of learning. The traditional school is not meeting the needs of our children and needs to be reevaluated. New methods such as the Montessori school need to be implemented on behalf of our children. We need to push for legislators to let our kids be kids. Let them learn more naturally. We need to stop trying to make all kids fit the same mold. And we need to investigate opportunities for better and healthier learning environments for our children. Until we do this, we are part of the problem and not the solution.